All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll give everyone an opportunity to hop on to the live. As you hop on, please feel free to say where you're tuning in from, as well as throughout this live. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat. We will answer them periodically throughout the live. But first and foremost, I want to say welcome to one of the most exciting days here at Sea Turtle Inc. My name is Hannah, and I am the Director of Education here at the facility. And we are currently out on the beach side of the island getting prepared to release over 950 sea turtles that came in over the last several days as a result of a cold stun event. So I am going to go ahead and flip my camera around so that y'all can get a really good view of the crowd here that is supporting us, as well as the countless number of staff and volunteers and community members that have helped with these cold stun sea turtles as they have come into our facility. And I will do my best to make sure that the wind is not a huge factor in y'all being able to hear us today, but it is a little bit windy here on the island, so I will do my best to block that, and we will get going. But thank you all for tuning in. We are so excited to have you. This is a monumental day here at Sea Turtle Inc. It will actually be our second largest cold stun event in the history of the facility. Our largest cold stun event took place in February 2021, where we had over 5,556 sea turtles come in over 8 days. This year we had approximately 950 cold stun sea turtles come in since Tuesday. So it was over a shorter period of time, but a high volume nonetheless. All right, so as you can see, we are out on the Gulf side of the island down here in South Padre. You can see that not only do we have the crowd here who is extremely excited to be here, but we also have the countless number of community and staff members who are releasing the sea turtles back into the ocean. So we are going to see some of those first sea turtles that are being released back out into the water. We're going to make our way over. Now you're going to notice that a lot of these sea turtles are large. We saw a variety of sizes coming into the facility over this 3-day period. They began as, there's Miss Sanwana directing. They began coming in as juveniles, and then we saw teens, subadults, and we even had a couple full-grown adult sea turtles coming in as a result of this cold stun. And if you are not familiar with what an adult green sea turtle looks like, they can be 3 to 4 feet in length and up to 500 pounds. And we lovingly named our 400-pound sea turtle, Miss Bertha, that came in. And we are very happy that she is well on her way back out into the Gulf. So as you can see here, we have several trucks lined up that are full to the brim of sea turtles that came in as a result of this cold stun event. There's Miss Turtle Taylor taking a sea turtle back into the Gulf. And in case you have never heard of cold stunning, or you question what that is, cold stun events occur when you see a sudden drop in air temperature followed by a drop in water temperature. Now, this does not reference the Gulf, because you might be wondering, well, if the air temperatures drop and then the water temperature drops, why are you taking them back out into that Gulf? So this is in reference to those shallow bodies of water such as the Laguna Madre and the inlets that surround the bay. So when we have a cold stun event occur, The air temperature drops, followed by the water temperature. And if it reaches a threshold of 50 degrees Fahrenheit, that is the threshold for a cold stun event. So we will start to see sea turtles come into our facility. Sea turtles are ectothermic, so their body temperature is regulated by an outside source of heat. They cannot regulate their body temperature. So when those temperatures drop, their heart rate will slow, their breathing will slow, and they will slowly float up to the surface. And if left like that, they can die. They can be predated upon, they can drown, and they can be struck by boats. So we will see these sea turtles get pushed into the inlets along the bay. And as a result of that, we will go out and collect those sea turtles and bring them into our facility and warm their core body temperatures back up slowly. And then once their body temperatures have warmed back up and we have collected all of the measurements that we can, we will conduct a swim test on those sea turtles, make sure that they can adequately pop their head up out of the water to breathe, and then off they will go. So the sea turtles that you're seeing being released today started coming into our facility on Tuesday through Wednesday and even into Thursday. So we have a quick turnaround time to get them back out into the Gulf, because once they start to wake up, let me tell you, they get feisty. They are like, what am I doing here? I want to be back in that water. So we want to make sure that we are able to get them quickly back into the Gulf. Now, as you can see, our first set of trucks are going to be departing the beach. They are going to be going back to our facility to collect additional sea turtles. Now you can see here we have the crowd. We could not do this without you. So we are extremely grateful for the support of the local community and our community that is outside of South Padre Island, because they provide us support financially through this time. They give us words of encouragement. They just really help buoy our spirits, because this is a tough time for the community and the staff. We have been working nonstop 24/7 to make sure that these sea turtles receive the best possible care. And so we are a tired bunch, but it is a rewarding experience. So if you are interested in helping our cause, you can always hop on to our Amazon wish list. We did deplete several of those resources helping these 950 cold sun sea turtles. And we also have donations available. You can do that through our website, or you can even symbolically adopt a patient or a resident. All of those adoptions go towards all of those proceeds go towards helping us make sure that our patients and our residents receive all of the proper care. So you can see here we've got some more of the vehicles. You can see our Sea Turtle Patrol on there. Mr. Paul Sorensen. He is a long-term volunteer with us, donated several hours, whether it be conducting patrols or on-site at the facility, educating the public. That is another way. If you are interested in donating towards our facility, is you can donate your time. We love to see people volunteer at our facility. It's really easy to do. You just go onto our website and apply to be a volunteer and then move through that application process. Now, our volunteers do help in both an educational capacity as well as with nesting patrols and cold stun events. So as you can see here, several of the people bringing sea turtles into the Gulf are going to be volunteers or community members, and we are extremely grateful for them. They are the backbone of this organization, and they have helped keep us afloat during this difficult time as we have dealt with these sea turtles coming into the facility. Now, we have a lot of moving components today, so we are going to do our best to make sure we are not in the way of anyone. But we're going to make our way down to the south end of our release station. So you can see here, we also have sea turtles being released into the Gulf on this side as well. Again, these individuals popping in and out of these vehicles are going to be heading back to our facility to get another batch of sea turtles that are ready to go. Now, I did notice that one person asked, do we tag our turtles? So we, in a situation such as this, where we have such a high volume of sea turtles coming into the facility, we try to pit tag roughly about 10 to 20% of those sea turtles. Unfortunately, we are not able to pit tag all of them, but we do try to tag about 10 to 20% of those sea turtles. So that's what I was doing yesterday for most of the day. And a pit tag is very similar to what you do with your dog. You microchip them. So it is very easy. We just insert that in the front left flipper, and then that allows us to track that turtle. So if that turtle strands additionally along our shoreline, we can scan them for that pit tag and see if they've been in our facility before, and we can pull up their history with us. So as you can see, we've got members of the Coast Guard here. They are also helping release sea turtles. This is a community-wide event, and we are extremely grateful for them. So as we make our way down, you can see we've got several members of the community here supporting us. They're heading back to the facility to get more turtles. They're sliding down to the opposite end. You can see we've got sea turtles in the backs of their trucks. And so this is a really, really monumental moment for us here at Sea Turtle Inc. And we are extremely grateful for everyone that is helping us. But I think we've got a moment or two where we are able to answer some questions from the crowd. So I do know I have my media correspondent, Sarah, from our satellite office. She has been keeping track of those comments in the live. And I'm going to go ahead and check in with her and see if there are a few questions that I can answer that y'all have had throughout this experience. Excellent. So I have a question of how many sea turtles are being released. We currently have several hundred being released today. We were able to get several out yesterday that originally stranded on Tuesday. So I do not know the exact number. As we move through this release process, I will hopefully be able to get a better definitive answer as we go, but it is the majority of those 950 that came in throughout the last 3 days. Awesome. So next question we have is, what was the largest turtle that came into our facility as part of this Cold Stone event? And that was Miss Bertha. She came in full-blown adult green sea turtle, roughly 400 pounds. And she has not previously been tagged, so she did not have a pit tag. And I do not know off the top of my head if we were able to tag her, but I believe that we probably did try. But she was our largest sea turtle that came in over this event. Excellent. So I've got another question here. Were they all greens? And in fact, they were. So we typically see green sea turtles coming into our facility as patients and during cold sun events because of the fact that we have ample seagrass habitat in our bay. So the Laguna Madre houses roughly 80% of Texas's seagrass habitat, and that is the favorite food of Atlantic green sea turtles. As juveniles, they start out as opportunistic feeders, so they will eat both protein and greens. We're going to get a sneak peek. We're going to get a sneak peek, guys. Say hi to the turts. All these guys are ready to go. These are probably some sub-adults as well as teens. Front row access here. All right. So we continue to see Atlantic greens coming into our facility because they migrate into our bay to feed on that seagrass habitat. That in turn puts them at risk for boat strike injuries, predation, entanglement, and then they'll come into our facility, as well as it puts them for potential for cold stun events because they hang out in our waters for an extended period of time. Excellent. So I've got another question here. Do they ever come back to shore? So the only time sea turtles are going to be on shore in a healthy manner is if they are coming up to the facility, or I'm sorry, if they are coming up onto the beach to nest. So we do see female sea turtles nesting in the spring and summer months, but that is characteristically not going to be a green sea turtle. We typically see Kemp's Ridleys nesting, and we see green sea turtles as patients, but we do see some green sea turtles nesting with us as well. Here we go. We got Paul Sorensen again. He's releasing some turtles. He's a long-term volunteer here, him and Amy. They do ample work for the facility, whether it be on-site or patrolling. All right, let's see. What's another question we've got? Yes, excellent. So when you are a cold stun sea turtle, your heart rate slows, your breathing slows, and you basically go into a state of shock. So it's very similar to hypothermia. So we have to slowly warm their core body temperatures back up, so their metabolic rate will slow. And that means that while these sea turtles are here with us, they are not feeding. They're basically napping, and we're just getting them warmed up and ready to go back out into their habitat. And as you can see here, they are moving and grooving, so we know that they are ready to go. Miss San Juana here is making sure our friend doesn't escape before their time. San Juana says bye. We'll see you later. Okay. All right, friends. So I am on the live, but we are also going, unfortunately, I'm going to pan up here. I am also making sure a turtle friend does not escape. They are very active today. So, I do not know the question. I do not know. Let's see. All right. So sorry about that. We're back. I had to make sure our turtle friend did not escape. So the Laguna Madre has reached the threshold of 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and the Gulf will not vary greatly. So that's the reason why we are releasing these sea turtles into the Gulf, is because that large body of water will hold its temperature for a greater time. All right, we're going to take a step back, let our volunteers get these sea turtles into the ocean because they are moving. Awesome. So we've got a question. Do we have additional sea turtles that need to stay at our site for rehabilitative care? We sure do. So we had several sea turtles coming in to the facility. We had a handful that either had some injuries. We had a couple boat strike injury patients that will be staying behind at the facility for additional care. So we will have an additional few sea turtles in our hospital when we reopen to the public. And we are hopeful that we will be able to reopen this Sunday. However, that is not definitive. It all depends on if we are able to get the facility cleaned up after this cold stun event. Awesome. So this is a great question. So my friend Sarah, she said, why don't they swim to warmer waters? So sea turtles migrate thousands of miles over their lifetime. And so as a result of that, the sea turtles that we see in our waters are meant to be here. And typically we do not see drastic changes in our water temperatures like we have the last couple of days. And as a result of that, we will end up having some sea turtles come in as a result of cold stunning. However, it is not the norm. All right, so as you can see, we are moving and grooving today. We have staff, volunteers, community members, all of you on the Facebook Live, just cheering us on, making sure that these sea turtles get safely back into the ocean. So I actually...
Don't look at me like that.
Oh, I love this question. So how dirty is the facility right now? It's pretty dirty. We are going to take this afternoon as well as probably all day tomorrow sanitizing that facility and making sure that it is ready to go for the public. So we are hopeful that we will be able to open back up beginning Sunday, but you never know. All depends. All right, so we are going to actually make our way over to one of our long-term volunteers. Her name is Susan Coleman, and we're going to ask her what volunteering here at Sea Turtle Inc. has meant to her and what being a part of this event has been like. And we actually see... Would you like to say hello, buddy? You want to say hi to everyone? Supporting our sea turtles, even from a young age. Look at that support. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Susan.
Hi.
So I am going to hand the mic over to Susan Coleman. She is one of our long-term volunteers, like I mentioned, and she's going to just chat just briefly about what it means for her to be a part of this event and help with this cold stun sea turtles.
I am thrilled beyond words that these people will put up with me. Volunteering with this organization, probably one of the highlights of my life. And to get to participate in an event like this is just truly amazing. And I highly recommend that everyone volunteer. If you don't live on an island, find an organization close to where you live that needs help, and they will be very appreciative.
It's all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. So what Susan is referencing is being able to dedicate hours not only during these large-scale events, but be on site at the facility educating our guests. So Susan, Texas Master Naturalist over here, has an ample experience with education. She is on site teaching children, adults alike, all about the importance of sea turtle conservation. So a huge thank you, Susan, for being here today. And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to keep moving backwards. Get to... Oh, excellent. So Sarah just informed me we have a question. How long do sea turtles stay out of water? And they can, as long as we keep their eyes lubed and make sure that they're healthy, they can be out of water for several days. So what we'll do with Cold Stun events is we will keep these sea turtles what we call dry dock. So they will not be in water because they are typically not awake and alert enough to make sure that they pop their head up and take a breath. So what we'll do is we'll dry dock them, and we will lube their eyes to make sure that their eyes don't dry out. And they'll stay like that until they are alert enough to then begin the swim test process. And then what we'll do in that swim test is we will make sure that those sea turtles are able to pop their head up, take a breath, and pop it back down successfully. And that's how we know they are alert enough, ready to go back into the ocean. I'm going to do my best, try and block this wind for y'all, see if we can get another close-up view. I know I did see in the comments someone asked if we could get closer and follow them into the water. And unfortunately, I will not be able to get much closer than this, as I will lose service and we will not be able to see those sea turtles. But we will get as close up as a view as we can right from this location here. He's trying to take a chair with him. And as Susan mentioned with volunteering, if you are interested in that, feel free to pop on our website and fill out an application and move through that process. We would love to have you. And then even if you are not able to donate time here locally, you can always donate to us from afar, whether that be through tuning into our lives or supporting us through our Amazon wish list or donations. I will say that this event has extended our staff and our resources, so anything that you are willing to purchase to help out will be beneficial, and we are so grateful for you. It's people like you that allow us to make sure that we are able to continue to aid in sea turtle conservation and promote future generations of ocean stewards. So we are beyond excited that we are able to share this with you today. Yeah, so Sarah just informed me, a lot of people, they're asking, can we get in the water with them? So unfortunately, with these sea turtles, with how active they are, they're waking up, they're ready to go. We want to keep as minimal amount of people in the water as possible. So only the individuals that are releasing the sea turtles are going to be heading into the Gulf. I also, unfortunately, living on an island poses its challenges with our internet. So there is the possibility that I may also lose y'all if I get too close to the water. So unfortunately, we are going to keep closer to the shoreline. Excellent. And if you are just tuning in, you are joining us for our second largest Cold Stun release in Sea Turtle Inc.'s history. We are releasing approximately several hundred sea turtles today. We had 950 sea turtles come in over the last 3 days. They started coming in on Tuesday and continued to come in through Thursday. And we are getting to release them today, which is beyond exciting that we're able to share this with you. The species that we are predominantly seeing is our Atlantic green sea turtles. And that is because of the fact that they are found in our waters, foraging on our seagrass habitat. We have ample seagrass habitat in the Laguna Madre, and that allows those sea turtles to feed on that habitat and make sure that they are ready to go. Now, as we make our way back down the line, we're going to start to see some more trucks pull up with sea turtles, all ready to be released. You can see all of our community members, our volunteers that are actively getting those sea turtles in the water. Extremely grateful for them. Mr. John Spreen, releasing sea turtles, saving them on the daily. John Spreen is one of our ambassadors. He has donated over 300 hours in a single year to the facility. In all reality, John Spreen has donated thousands of hours to our organization. And as a result of that, he is one of our ambassadors. So in order to become an ambassador at the facility, you have to donate at least 300 hours in a single year. And you have to maintain that number. And being part of the ambassador team provides you with opportunity to be able to participate in events like this. You're also going to see we've got Mr. Greg and Jess. Greg is also an ambassador here. Jess is one of our interns. She aids not only in rehabilitation, but conservation and education. She does it all. So you can see here that some of these sea turtles that Greg is, we're going to see if we can, they are a bit smaller than what we originally were releasing into the ocean. So we did see some juveniles as well as those subadults and adult sea turtles. And here we have Miss Wendy Knight. She is our CEO, and she is making sure that this entire organization today is just running smoothly. So I'm going to hand it over to her and let her chat about the importance of this event.
So what a long 4 days. But events like this is what makes it worth it. You know, you look around and you see, I don't have the exact number yet, but 700 or 800 sea turtles being released. Like, this is what it's all about. And this is community, and, you know, all of these people that you have seen today, 19 of them are paid employees. Everybody else is here because they spent hours and hours of their own time, their own money, their own resources to help us save 950 sea turtles. It is overwhelming, the amount of support and the amount of community love we get, not from just people physically sitting here, but from all over the world that has sent us trash bags and medical supplies and all the things we're depleted of because of this event. So for myself, for all of our volunteers, all of our staff, we are eternally, eternally grateful. We're so thankful for you, for the people here, and those of you all over the world. Thank you so much. The last turtles.
Amazing. And with that, my friends, we have successfully released our Cold Sun sea turtles back into the Gulf. This has been a monumental day for Sea Turtle Inc., the staff, volunteers, community. We are so extremely grateful for all of you and everything that you have done. You see Miss Tess taking that last Cold Sun sea turtle back into the Gulf. But this has been a trying time and also an extremely rewarding time for the staff and the community here. There is nothing quite like seeing a sea turtle come into your facility that you're not sure the health of it, getting it alert and getting it back into its habitat, and knowing that we are one step closer in aiding in global sea turtle conservation. So as you can see, Dr. Amy Banca, who heads our conservation department, as well as Chris Gorman, who is also one of our directors. He heads our animal care department as well. All of these people have been working countless hours to get these sea turtles healthy and get them back into the water. So with that, I want to say thank you all so much for your support. Again, if you want to donate to our cause, feel free to hop on our Amazon wish list. Feel free to donate. Feel free to just stop in and say hi. Here's Miss Tess. We were crushing it today. You know, just come visit the facility, see our sea turtles, talk to our staff, learn more about what you can do to help. But with that, I will take a couple, see if we have a couple more questions that I can help with, and then we will go about our days. Excellent. So I do see, so Sarah chimed in, she let me know one of the questions that we have is why are we releasing into the Gulf? And so we are releasing into the Gulf today because that is a larger body of water. It will hold its temperature for an extended period of time. Our Laguna Madre has reached above that threshold. So it is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It is safe for our sea turtles to be in the waters at this time, but we do release back into the Gulf because of those higher water temperatures. So as you can see here, our dedicated volunteers are starting to head on out. Miss Mary Grandy, she's a long-term volunteer. You want to say hi to everyone?
Hey everybody! Thank you for all your support and all your help. Check out our Amazon wish list.
Thanks so much, Mary. Couldn't do it without them. But with that, this is Hannah Catherman with Sea Turtle Inc., and we are going to just celebrate the release of these sea turtles. Thank you so much for your support, for your continued guidance, and as always, please stop in and say hello to us. We would love to see you. Thank you all so much, and please take care.